Hi, Bethany Wilson here from Dogger-Sized Dog Training. Even though this is probably one of my shortest videos ever, it is very important for puppies. It's just the basics of teaching come. Now, in the videos, you're going to see a little bit more advanced. We're actually using come to build confidence with just general surroundings. Okay, so come is a great confidence builder, and it's really easy to teach your dog to sit on a mat or sit and stay and then call them to you, but that's not real life. Our dogs are never going to be on a stay when we need them to come to us. So how I teach come is a lot of times is when the dog is interested in something, even if it's just a bird or a leaf or a smell. You start with a really small distraction and then you get the dog coming to you. Now it's really simple. It's just dog's name, and then as soon as they look up at you, you mark that eye contact with a good or a yes, and then you run backwards and say come. And as they're coming to you, you can continue to say good, come, and then you reward them with a treat when they come to you. And then you release them. You say okay, or you could say break. You can have them sit when they come to you. It's really up to you. But you can start without a leash if you're dealing with a really young puppy, and just pat your leg and be excited and get them engaged that way, and make sure you run backwards. And then after just a few days of doing that for a couple of minutes, 10 to 20 pieces of kibble or treats, then you can start adding a leash. Because when you start adding a leash on the dog and you give that pressure, it'll teach the dog to give in to the pressure and come to you, and then you loosen the leash right away. So this helps you when you start walking your dog out on a walk. So you have the leash, all right? You got your leash, you got your dog on the end of the leash, and it's really simple. It's I'll just use one of my dogs, Happy. So I'll say Happy, little bit of pressure, and as soon as they make that decision to come to me, I'll loosen the leash and run backwards. So that actually teaches them that when they feel any sort of pressure, to come to you. So you start really early helping yourself out as far as leash training your dog on a walk. Now I've got leash training videos for puppies and for adult dogs with behavioral issues, but we're talking about a dog that's maybe never even been outside or never had a leash on them. So you can spend a few times without a leash just to get that muscle memory, get that patterning, and then make sure you try a leash really quickly. But check out the videos. I hope you enjoy them. So here is Lucy's first time working on come in the house. So it's Lucy come. I put the food right in front of her nose. Good. I release a treat. Then I ask for a sit. Good. I give her a treat. And then I just say okay and walk away. Sorry, my timing is really slow when treating her, just because I'm trying to hold the camera on her too. But see, I'm really luring her. It's right in front of her nose, and I'm just moving backwards. So this is definitely the strongest luring you'll ever do. Right in front of the nose. Oh, that's for the sit. Good. And then okay. So I've sped this up a bit. So it's just Lucy, come. Yes, good. Release the treat. Sit. Good. And then okay. It really is as simple as that. And I am just going a few feet. As you can tell, this is her very first time. The food is right in front of her face. Sometimes you'll notice I'm not even asking her to sit. I'm just trying to create some drive by just constantly saying, Lucy, come, good. Lucy, come, good. But as you can see, she is picking it up really quickly, and she's working for her kibble. I'm not even using treats. So just one more time. Lucy, come, good. Treat, sit, good. Okay. And then walk away. So this is Winston. He's a 12-week-old min pin puppy. At first he wasn't even taking treats, but once I walked him for a little bit, did some calming exercises, he started taking food. So we're working on really short distances, and I'm not asking for a sit from him because he finally started taking kibble, so I don't want to ask too much. But I'm just letting him get distracted by a smell, by a leaf, anything, and then he feels pressure on the leash. Winston, come. Yes, good. And then as he comes into me, I give him a treat. Literally just a couple hours later, we went back out, did this again, and I was able to ask for the sit and do the okay and walk away. So you really have to tailor this to your dog, of course. This is a perfect example of asking too much of a puppy that's just a little bit overstimulated and couldn't sit right away. So then you just take out the sit and work on the recall.
Come on, buddy.
So it's just tons of patterning. This was probably over the course of about 10 minutes. I probably used, 20 treats. Now, this one I specifically wanted to use because she was already letting out little woofs at the gardeners. So it's Lucy, come. Good. Release treat. You can see how focused she is across the street because that's where the gardeners are. Lucy, come. Sit. Good. And then just okay and walk away. And again, we're not working on leash training here. We're just letting them kind of do their own thing.
Lucy,
So I'm letting her go closer because she's not doing her little woofs and she's taking food and sitting. So I let her get closer to the gardeners. You'll see in a minute. Pressure on the leash. Lucy, come. Good, good. And then sit and give the treat. Just walk away. Okay. Lucy, come.
Lucy, come.
Come.
Yes,
Good.
Good job.
So I'm moving backwards, guys, because that's how I'm creating drive. Once they make that decision to come to me, I make sure the leash is loose and I'm running backwards. Not running, but moving quickly. That way I create some fun, I create some drive for them to want to come to me. Now, she can definitely sit right away on recall. She's not too overwhelmed. The only reason that I wasn't is I really think I just forgot because I was trying to keep the camera on her. So this is more of a loose way of working with your puppy, and that's perfectly fine in the beginning for the first few sessions or even the first few days. To give you an idea of how useful this is for building confidence, Winston wouldn't even take treats whenever he heard dogs barking behind fences, and after 3 short 10-minute sessions spread throughout one day, he was not only able to sit but also lay down with dogs just 10 feet from him behind fences barking. So it's a great confidence builder for dogs. You've got to incorporate their food or treats on the walk. If you have any questions, you can email me at info@doggersizela.com. If you'd like a more structured video on how to teach come, there's going to be a link down below. I worked with a 10-month-old Anatolian Shepherd, so a 100-pound dog, and it's just on come. There is no sit. It's just to reinforce the action of coming to you. So if you want a more structured look at that, then go ahead and look at the information below, and don't forget to subscribe.